Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of On the Brain with me, your host, Caleb B. Davis. What a time to be alive. I don't know if most of, or all of you who listen to this happen to live in or around the North Texas area, but the weather, wow, stunning. Has it not been? I thought so. It's been very confusing to me, to be honest with you. I've really been enjoying the weather, but also the whole month of March has seemed like an irritation that I can only imagine my loved ones would also similarly relate to the weather pattern, where it was like right when you got cold and used to it, then it like just brightened up out of nowhere and it got beautiful after like 6 days threatening rain and like nothing too crazy happening until it got to like the Carolinas and then turned to snow for New England and New York and all the other new and not new places up there like Boston. Yeah. So this episode today will also acknowledge that I've become super critical of the way that I've been speaking on here, like as far as my editing is concerned, like behind the scenes of this here. I'm annoying to listen to. Not like the thing where you're like, "Oh, my voice sounds gross in a recording." Yes, but also there's more. A lot of my thoughts. I wish I could simplify them. I wish I could get to the point. I'm trying to. I'm noticing it more now that I've had to edit myself. And then there's a lot of times too, I've said this maybe once or twice already. There's been times on this show where I've like edited. It's hard to say that for me. I get tongue-tied with like all of the duh 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 duhs. Touchdown. That one. That one too. So, yeah, I've been editing myself and I'm like, I use way too many filler words. I need to knock that off. I kind of enjoy it. It is helping me get to the point. And I know what my loved ones have to deal with. That's what I'm telling you. It's just like the month of March. The weather, right when you're used to it being cold, then it brightens up and gets beautiful. That's my life, man. My life has been the weather. It's been beautiful. It's exciting. See, I have a problem with I don't know. I see like so much death in like the news headlines, and it's like it's so hard to avoid having to like think about that bullshit whenever you're having to like look at CNN or any other, I don't care, Newsweek, anyone who reports a tragedy and they're telling you like the new craziest insane, no way, I can't believe that type of news headline. It's just nuts. It's everywhere. I hate it. And this episode is not a plug for BetterHelp. I'm just keeping it real with you, you know? I was thinking about this. I've been sweating it. I'm going to tell you that. I've been sweating it. You know, people don't sweat it. I've been sweating it. I've been sweating it. I'm going to get that put on t-shirts. And I want there to be like people that are wearing shirts that say I've been sweating it, because I bet you those people will have a reduction in the amount of people who are willing to like give them a pat on the back or touch them at all. So I've been sweating it. I know Austin would wear that shirt, but I've been dealing with some technical difficulties with this podcast. It's really me just learning my own hardware capabilities and like where they actually limit. I'm trying to edit these episodes. I'm really considering looking to reach out to somebody else to help me with that. But, you know, I don't really have like a budget for that. So it would really have to be someone who's also just in the love of editing, which is not people who do edits. I'll tell you that much. And I've recently become one of those people. And there's times in my podcast where there's an edit and you can't tell. It's perfect. And I'm like, oh yes. Like every time I'm like, that was beautiful. And then there's times where I'm having a real conversation. Jeremy, him and I, a lot of the times when we speak to each other, it's hard to edit around me and Jeremy talking with how sporadic we're jumping. And that's a part of the fun in speaking with Jeremy, in my personal opinion. And I know he'd say the same thing about me, you know? But there's just a lot going on lately. I've been tossing between 3 and 4 different episodes of this podcast. I want them to come out in the right order. I want them to be nice and enjoyable and entertaining. And then I remembered I'm kind of losing focus a little bit. I feel like I started putting a little bit too much emphasis on the wrong things in this podcast. Not that I don't feel like I was doing it right. I feel like I'm doing it right. But I do feel like I should have less episodes myself with as many guests as I've been having on. I think I should still do it, and I should kind of put those in like a reserve and like a cache that I can edit at my own leisure almost. I think that'd be a little bit more beneficial so I can focus on talking more with my friends. I mean, even as much as what my conversation with Shiva ended up becoming, where it was more of a little bit of a interview with my friend, a comedian, a little bit too. So there's going to be a lot of that. And I hope that it's more content you'd look forward to listening to. I have not lost focus of my beautiful family, my wonderful wife, and all of the amazing people that I have who love and support me. It's so amazing. It really is. And it's something that adds emphasis to the non-material things in life. You know, tax season has come for most, so you're going to start seeing a lot more new cars and cleaner butt plugs, I guess. I don't know. But I've started realizing an adult, like what you do as an adult, almost your main thing as an adult is just prioritizing your grocery list, right? So, like, one of my more recent maturing moments is realizing that I just need to keep lime at the house. Like, just limes, you know? Like I have, I do, I should also some insight. I have a reflux disorder. I actually do. Limey food, like citrus foods, fucks me up big time. And that's okay. But I should keep limes at the house, bro. Between shots of tequila, I'm sorry, mom, but they happen. At home, it's okay. I'm staying at home. Or lime for tacos, rice, whatever. Like 10 out of 10 times a day in the life of Caleb in his kitchen cooking could have used a lime. Keep lime. I'm going to put that on my shopping list. It's just going to be like limes. Just I don't know. Are limes expensive right now? I'm not really paying attention to them, but I feel like they're pretty expensive right now, actually. Maybe I should hold off on that. But in the future, when limes reduce in price, I feel like I should keep lime. Um, yeah, man. I've got some stories to tell here. Life's just been crazy. It's been moving. It's been insane. And when I was saying earlier, I'm documenting my life here. Anytime that I have yet to have uploaded or put out fresh content, it's usually because I am tending to the things that I'm, caring to report back to in a long-term type of full circle kind of way. This is so white of me, right? Isn't it? This is so white of me for real. I don't know. I don't know what else I'd relate it to. Maybe like if a white lady makes an Instagram for their pet, right? Like, oh, this is Ronald the hamster, or or this is I don't know. I don't even know. That's the scary part of life right now is I couldn't even tell you what white women might be naming their pets right now. that's that's the kind of voting climate we're in right now, too, man. That's not good. All right, on to lighter topics. So, like I mentioned, I was getting kind of caught up in the wrong parts of what I'm putting out and why. There's still a reason for it. There's a purpose for it. I have all those things. I'm getting them ironed out, and I'm getting a lot of my wires crossed. Brain injury. That's the funniest thing about doing stand-up comedy, I want to let you know, is 90% of anyone I ever talked to who was like, oh yeah, I do stand-up comedy, or like they were at an open mic and I saw them or whatever. Every conversation at one point or another, I would tell somebody like, oh yeah, I have a traumatic brain injury. And they'd be like, oh yeah, me too. High five. It's like, oh, I want to know how many people, or like what the percentage is of people who do stand-up comedy and if they have a traumatic brain injury or not. I bet you that'd be a really interesting little statistic. But getting caught up in the wrong parts of what I'm putting out and why, I reached out to two contacts, right? Talked to Austin, and I was just telling him, I was like, bro, like, my PC's been getting messed up and I have to have like a whack processor or something. The program I'm using just gets overwhelmed and overloaded, and then it stops editing, and it's been eating me up. I was like, it's killing my motivation. He was like, that sucks, bro. I'm sorry. And he sent me a sad face, which I thought was funny. So I sent him a sack pic in return, so he knew that it was for real. But then I did tell him I've been busy with stuff too, so I'm putting this episode together in one take. It's been hectic over here. I'm putting this together too to where I'm trying to figure out a structure. When we get out of this season 0 phase, which after the 5th episode and the 4th part, I'm probably going to take a week or two off, if I'm going to be honest. And I'm going to try to have a little bit more of a structured approach to how I'm putting these episodes out. There's going to be something there. There are discussions I'm going to start having about it in the Discord that was recently created for this podcast. It was done so by Mr. Dominic. He helped me put this all together. It's so freaking cool. There's already people in there who are talking, chatting, going over the rules, testing their boundaries, and then yeah, it's so much fun. I want y'all to start having discussions with me included in there about like topics we can cover, more guests we can have, memes that come out of this, like if we're going to be sweating it or not. I've been sweating it. If we want to merch and put together shirts that say I've been sweating it, like that would be awesome. If you want stickers, the links for our PayPals and everything are going to be in there as well at some point. The link for the Discord will be in the description of all of our episodes upcoming. We're trying to make things a little bit more uniform, kind of like the intro to the podcast now, which is going to take me a little while to get used to. Because as soon as I start talking when I'm recording, when that pre-recording stops, I want to say the same thing like, hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my show. I'm not going to do that. Getting over this slump, putting this episode together kind of quick and kind of in a sloppy, panicked manner, like how I would do homework in high school, where I would do it the night before and then, or even the morning of, and like bring it and still get like a B or like a low A and be like, damn, bro, I'm kind of impressive. So I asked Austin, and he was like, bro, I feel you, dude. It happens. And then he told me the same thing. He was like, you're putting too much pressure on yourself and you're feeling burned out. Don't do that. And I was like, yeah. And I told him, I was like, you know, man, I actually used to do that with my open mics as well. We'll talk more about that in the future, I'm sure. We'll have Jeremy back on. Maybe we'll have Austin Vandy come defend his title here. And that was Austin's feedback. I asked Jeremy Wilson. I said, hey, Jeremy, I told him I got a new phone number because that happened as well recently. I got a new phone number. I said, I need some words of motivation for these next couple episodes I need to work through. Me not telling him in a way that I'm telling him editing's a bitch. I said, after I am editing and request your inspiration. He says, set one of those fake-ass Mexican beer drinks next to you before you start editing. Start editing it until you forget the beer, and then enjoy the beer when you remember it's there. I forgot that this was here. I set this out, and cheers to Jeremy. Thank you all for listening to my podcast. More episodes are coming. So many of them so close to being completely ready and scheduled, maybe even for the next couple weeks, if all things go according to plan. Check the episode descriptions, find out about the Discord, join it, Follow us on Instagram at OnTheBrainPod, and also follow me as the host on the show at FunnyCBD. I have been your host. Have a good rest of your morning, your afternoon, your evening,